Alex, how difficult is it to not be preparing for a hockey game tonight?
Yeah, disappointing. Uh, wish that just for the fans and for the Red Wings that we could have gotten the job done, but just have to continue to try to get better and yeah, it's pretty much the only thing you can do.
I mean, just personally, your future, have you thought much about it? What's going to happen here this summer and all?
No, haven't really put too much thought into it yet. Still kind of just wrapping things up here. Just gonna kind of have to see the way the winds blow, and it's a lot of things that are kind of out of my control. But it's a great place to play, and loved playing at LCA. So
Just how did you, or what was your reaction when they did acquire Peter? I mean, with two goalies already on the roster.
yeah, it was it was difficult for a minute, but that's part of it, and part of being a successful professional and a successful goalie is being able to get through mentally things like that, and so I've been the third goalie on the roster for my whole career, so it's it's just something that you got to deal with. Yeah.
And just how look back on when Todd came in, how that kind of changed for the team. I mean, the atmosphere and everything. What you saw change.
Yeah, I think that it was pretty evident. He has a good presence and brings a lot of experience and confidence. So I really enjoyed playing for him, and he tidied a lot of things up and kind of just brought a new energy, and so I have a lot of respect for him, and I thought he did a good job.
Yeah, Alex, just your 2 seasons here, your just the body of work that you've had here. How much do you think that will help you going into whatever happens this off season, going into free agency or whatever?
Yeah. I think now more than ever, I feel like you can't, you just can't take for granted being in the NHL and playing in the NHL, and it's difficult to stay around. It's difficult to get there, and it's more difficult to stay. And so I guess that's just what I think about. I'm happy I got to be a full-time NHL player for 2 years, and I would like to continue to be in the NHL, and so it's just a lot of things up in the air right now that are really kind of outside the scope of my control. So the only thing that I can do is try to keep getting better and find ways to get more consistent and play better. So I wish I could have played better here and helped better get us into the playoffs this year, but just have to move forward and just keep grinding.
I think you played more games in each of these 2 seasons than you had in the NHL prior to this. Like, what did you learn about yourself, and what do you think you've proven through that process?
Yeah, I think that I have it in me for sure, and I think that I'm going to get better, and I don't feel like satisfied at all. I feel still very hungry, and I don't honestly. I feel like a 24-year-old again. Like I still just want to keep improving and accomplish more. Honestly, that's what a big motivation for me is. I would like to accomplish more in this league and in hockey in general, and so I'm not. I guess I just don't want to sit there and be like, oh, what a great 2 years, and wow, played a lot of NHL games. It just makes me more hungry, and it makes the fire bigger. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now, and I'm looking forward to continuing down that path.
With the 2 playoff pushes the last 2 springs that fall just short, is there anything about this year's run that feels distinct from last, or with the outcome being the same, is it sort of the same?
No, I think it's really different, actually. I think that it probably seems the same from the outside, and then I definitely understand that. But you were in the room. You guys were all in the room. The team is just different every year, and there may be some things to glean. I don't know. From last season and this season, but the feeling of the team seemed different to me, and the makeup of the team felt different. I don't know if that's I'm not saying better or worse. It just felt different, and I think every team every year is different. But yeah, I guess I'm not really too sure. I think that it didn't really feel too similar to me, but obviously the result is eerily similar, which stings.
Kind of bouncing off that, Alex, you're a guy that always talks about the mental side of the game. With these pushes that come short, I guess, how can mentally this sharpen and strengthen a team?
Yeah, I think I don't know. I guess I don't really see I don't really see it as much as that we came short at the end. I think that us as players didn't do a good enough job maybe early in the season, and so I think especially last year, I think that the team showed really impressive fight. Obviously those last few games, but just down the stretch, I think it's almost kind of inevitable. Every team, good, bad. That's not my phone, is it? Sorry. Every team, good, bad, or whatever, is going to hit a rough time in February and March or April. That's just the reality of the situation. And I think that you almost have to build that in and prepare for that. Like whether you're the number one President's Cup team or whoever, that's kind of just happens to everybody at some point. But I think that, like I said, us as players didn't do a good enough job of winning games early in the year. And when you dig yourself a hole like that, it's pretty difficult to recover from that. So maybe that's something to kind of think about. But I remember last year, actually, I was scratched with Jeff Petrie, and we were sitting up top, and that was when we had scored we were scoring like 6.5 goals a game at the beginning of the year, and we were just like, our shooting percentage was like 30% or something like that. But he was just like, you got to take them while you can get them, and so you got to put those points in the bank, and they're always valuable. Even game 1 to game 10, those are really valuable points. So I think it's important to think about that early in the year and take those games seriously because they matter. So,
2 questions, Alex. When it comes to the career and experiences you have made as being the third man, you said, do you think with the body of work you've put in and at this point in your career, would you rather still be a third man just to be in this room or in an NHL room, or do you think you're more deserving of being part of a tandem or leading guy at this point?
Yeah, it's a tough question to answer because I think that I should be the highest paid player in the league and I should win the Vezina every year. Mm-hmm. I think that's the mentality that you have to have, and that's how you should act and have to take that approach. So I strive for that. Obviously, I'm also a realist, so I understand that that's maybe not my reality, but I do. I think I can. Honestly, I think that I can, there are always times when your confidence wavers and like goes up and down, but it's just like I'm going to strive for that, and I'm going to try to put my best foot forward and kind of see where it takes me. I don't know. I mean, that's kind of the fun part of it. So yeah, I don't really know. I mean, there's also a part of it where it's like you're just trying to also keep a job, so it's like you're always balancing those things. But I would for sure like to play 65 games next year and be the man, so yeah, I just got to take it a day at a time, really.
And then logistically, just to understand your mental timeline here, you mentioned goalie skills in terms of compartmentalization. Maybe before the trade deadline and things happened, was there any part of you that was looking into, or I don't want to say taking for granted, but considering what a future here would look like, and then that business decision changed that and forced you to rethink, or was this not on your radar at all?
No, I guess I'm not really sure how to answer this. Sorry, I'm just trying to think about a good way to answer it. But I like playing here, and it didn't change my mentality at all, to be honest. I knew that's always a reality. There's always a reality that you could get moved or XYZ. So if you just kind of anticipate that anything can happen, then you're fine with things happening. So that's the approach that I take, and I have never had the luxury of really feeling super comfortable, like I'm a mainstay or something like that. So that's just kind of built into my DNA.
You went to Worlds last year. I mean, have you even thought about it this year? Anybody reached out or anything?
No, I haven't thought about it too much yet. Just tried to have a strong finish to the year, and was trying to grind in that way. So haven't really, and been pretty busy here the last 2 days. So haven't really put too much thought into that yet. All right, thank you.